how much time do I have left? Okay, so how much time do you have remaining to the rest of your life, of your living on earth? Is that question not somehow? Well, is that the right question to ask? Well, maybe because no one has unlimited time, right? But the time you will always have forever is the life you have, is the days you have to exist on the earth, right? So if you have a limited time, you have a limited time, not because the world is ending tomorrow, but because you will live this life someday, and it is real, it is factual, you will live this life someday, then it is important for you to understand that nothing like money should stop you. I've seen money disturb a lot of people and make a lot of people stall. Money, if I get money, it helps me go better and higher and higher. Well, it depends on how you take money. So there is this man who aspires. Everybody aspires. So he aspires to do something. Well, most people aspire to do something too. Yeah. So he aspires to do something and then he needs money. Okay, yeah. Aspire, money, need. He needs money. Okay, so if money does not come, it wouldn't start. Well, is that you right there? Am I speaking about you? Maybe it's your story. So if there is no money, you would not start. Why? Because I need money to do it. I can't start the business without money. I can't fathom how I could start without money. Well, you do not start anything with money. Where everything starts is in your intention and your decision. So when you want to start something, you intend to start it. How do you intend to start? Because you are aware that this thing can be done. So the moment you know that this thing can be done, then that awareness prompts you to take a decision. So you decide, I will do this thing. And when you see how you decide, I will do this thing, can you see this right now? What happens next? Then you go for it with your energy. So you emit energy to go for it. So what you need is energy, is not the money. If you understand this, then you would see that as you walk through time in life, all you need to start anything great and keep pushing it is right here, is what you have, is what has always been with you as you walk around, as you live life every day. If you need money, because yeah, money is a need. Yeah, money is a need that amplifies whatever you do. Money is an amplifier. Money is not what gets you started. Money is not what gets you moving. What gets you started, what gets you moving is your intention and you put in energy and your energy. So your energy really talks about you thinking wide how you can make this thing happen. Thinking wide what you can touch, what you can do. Maybe you got to meet a person, maybe you got to push through this thing. So your energy enables you to think and then execute. You do. But in none of these things, have I mentioned money? Yeah, because you don't use money to think. Yeah, you don't engage money to think. You don't engage money to do. So for you to lift your hand, for you to write that thing, for you to send that message, do you need money to be inserted onto you, or you need money to buy an airtime to do that? No. So, but the moment you now start, now, let me tell you this thing, because it's very important for you to know this. Right? Whenever you start a thing like that, you've got intention, you start, in no matter where how little you may have started, you have started. That is great. Now, as you start, you will discover something. And what you will discover is that as you start, things begin to fall in place as you have always wanted. Now, hear that. It means that there are some things that will not fall in the place of how you desire to fall in place, or even beyond how you desire to fall in place for you, if you do not get started. So it means that if you keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, because you won't know, because you are not putting the clock on your forehead every time. You are not putting the clock, to your face every time. But the time is going, and as the time is going and as the time is moving, your ability to get what you need out of life is diminishing. Right? Yeah, because time is limited. Right? So if you say, "Oh, I will do this thing forever," great, there is the forever. But remember that your forever is within the consequence of the days you will live in life. So start whatever you want to start now, because you've got the energy to start it now. Right. Now, let me give you an example before I end it. So somebody reached out to me, right, and said, I'm looking towards this skill and I want to learn this skill. Right. I really want to look into it and learn it. I have interest in it. Right. And I'm also into certain things. So he mentioned two things that he's into, but believes that if he learns this certain thing, it would help him to be more invested and be more better in one of the things he's currently doing out of the two things he's doing. So I said, yeah, that's good. So he said, how can I get started? Because I want to learn this thing that I need. So I said, okay, you want to learn it. So he said, okay, I know it's possible for me to do it. Yeah, that's great. Then where will I learn it? Like the person that will teach me, how will I get it? Then I smiled. I said, so I asked a question. And the question I asked him, I said, have you researched about this very thing you want to learn right now? So he said, yeah, I've researched about it. So I made the question very clear and said, do you know about it? No, to an extent that you can be able to maybe educate other people or teach other people about it. Then he said, yes. I said, okay. I said, start doing it. He said, but I don't know it. Like, I want to learn more. I said, yes. I said, the little you know about it, begin to share about it and let people begin to see that share about it. I say, when you begin to do that, you would begin to attract someone, you begin to attract somebody, you begin to attract people who are in those niche to yourself. So in fact, somebody can refer you to get you connected to a person who knows it and beyond your imagination. Now, I didn't tell him this, but let me say this. Let me say this here. Beyond your imagination, as that person begins to share, somebody can give him a task in regards to that would push him to the point of being pressured to learn even by himself and get better, to which he could never have imagined he could have gotten better from or learn even from that medium. You can see that it is important that you start it. When you start it, you can get to attract the resources to yourself, you can get to attract the people to yourself, but do not let money delay you. Money can be a disadvantage, and I hope it never becomes a disadvantage to you. All you need to get started is right here. Keep moving. Get started, keep the process, and keep moving towards getting the result. So, stick close.